So the title is true. I've seen over 500,000 DMs be sent from every single niche you could think of right now. So across me, my team, all the VAs I manage, and my clients I've helped, I've seen everything. I've got data around what is the best opening message, second message, third message on any platform. So Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, even X. I know what the best cold message framework and script are essentially. So you do not want to miss this. Now, luckily, 90% of people won't actually watch this video in full. So you'll be able to use this and it won't become too exposed because most people are too lazy to actually watch this video. So you have got a massive advantage if you can just stick to the end. It's going to be like 10 minutes. So yeah, watch all the way through. I'll give you the source so you can become a king at cold DMs. And yeah, this is pure, honest, and data-backed value. You don't want to miss this. Hit the like button and subscribe, and let's get into this. So first of all, right, I want to show you what this is. Now, this is in the real estate niche, but this is how we have an literal like 10% Calendly send rate and about a 5% appointment booking rate with this script I'm going to give you. And if you stick to the end, I'm going to give you live examples of the best opening message to get the highest reply rate. So when you reach out to people, you're actually going to get replies, and yeah, you'll fill your inbox with prospects. So let's get into this. So as you can see, 80 messages are sent, 27 actually respond to these 80 messages, 17 go to the next step, and then 8%, I mean, it's around more than 8%, but you get the point. About 8 of them are actually interested in booking a call because they've got to the 4th stage. So it is really, really important you track your KPIs and track your metrics. And if you want this tracking sheet, you can just DM me on Instagram because, once again, I want to give you absolutely everything you need to succeed for free. So yeah, if you drop me a DM on Instagram, make sure you follow me. I'll send this over so you can actually track your KPIs and metrics for cold messaging, which is honestly one of the most important things. But nonetheless, keep watching. So yeah, this is how I'm able to do this and how my clients are able to do this inside Agency Start. So essentially, right, there are 4 factors right here, 4 factors that are just as important as the copy. If you do not master these 4 factors, nothing else will matter. I promise you, I've seen everything. I've seen probably, over 500,000 DMs. Trust me, you just have to trust me on this one. You have to master these 4 factors. So the first one is going to be lead quality. Because if I give you a framework and a script and opening messages, it will not matter if you're messaging bad leads. So the problem is that most people, they message the same leads as everyone else. So this causes overexposure in the market, meaning that you're reaching out to people who have already been exposed to the same copy and the same words as other agencies or whatever you're selling. So you need to have underexposure. You need to reach out to leads who haven't been messaged before. And that is why we're going to make your copy in this video, if you keep watching, actually good and unique, because unique copy is always the best copy. So this is the first one. You have to make sure you find leads who haven't been messaged before. And one way we do this is to find a micro influencer who's in the same niche as you. So if you're working with, let's say, coaches, you would find a coach and you would work through their following. You'd work through their following and their most recent posts and see who's liked it. And what you'll find is that other coaches also like the same content. So then you can message them, and this shows that they're actually active on Instagram. So that is how you do it. Most people use the search bar, which is a bit outdated. And if you're going to use the search bar, make sure you do local searches. So let's say you were wanting to search for real estate agents on Instagram, make sure you do like hashtag and then your city real estate, because once again, that's going to give you underexposed leads. So the second factor is profile optimization. Very simple. You've probably heard it before, but there's a reason you've heard this before. It's because it is so important. So what I want you to do right now is to go into your profile. You need to have a minimum 6+ photos on your account. And you also want to pin, so I'll put pin, 3 lifestyle photos at the top, if you can. Because people buy from people. you need to be able to show your leads that you're not a bot and you're actually a real person. So people are attracted to things that are familiar to them. It's a cognitive bias. It's called the mere exposure effect. If you go into a coffee shop, you're probably going to order the same coffee every day. Or if you go into, I don't know, the supermarket, you're probably going to get the same types of food each week, because humans like what is familiar to them. So put on your profile what your niche would want, or what they like. So if you're working with gyms, it makes sense for you to put content around you in the gym, because they're going to be much more receptive to actually having a conversation with you because it's familiar to them. So that is another really good tip, is the mere exposure effect. I'll put that here so you spell it like this. The mere exposure effect. Oh, my face got in the way. But that is a really good one. So, okay, so very quickly next, because I want to get through these so we can actually get into the copy, is going to be, following and engaging before you message. So follow and engage. So you can like their post, you can comment something, and this is going to increase the chance of them actually seeing your DMs. But then also, what will happen is if you make this good and you make the profile good, you're going to get 5% probably. Typically, it's like 10% if your profile is good and you get the blue tick and you have these photos. Then let's just say 5% because you want to be cautious. So if you're able to follow 100 people a day who are your ideal clients, you'll get 5 to 10 follow you back each day, which is a few hundred a month. And then what you can do is over time, you can post stories and content to nurture them in the middle of funnel. So middle of funnel. And the middle of the funnel is basically, the nurturing process and how you warm the prospects up to eventually get to the bottom, which is, the conversion part. But nonetheless, right, there's one more really important one, which is speed to lead. Speed to lead, which is basically when you get a response on Instagram, Facebook, whatever platform you're going on, but by the way, you want to target the platform in which your niche hang out the most. So if you're working with older people and the demographic is old, then you want to be targeting people on Facebook. Likewise, if you're targeting younger people, then Instagram, Twitter, you get the point. And even YouTube is great for finding people who are top of mind. Not top of mind, in the learning mindset. But nonetheless, right, this is really important because you need to keep it ideally within 2 to 5 minutes. So when a prospect responds to you, you need to respond within 2 to 5 minutes to keep them engaged in the conversation. And that's really, really important. And all of these things here will allow you to eliminate the theory of constraints. The theory of constraints, which is basically, you probably know what this is, but if you don't, then a system. So when we talk about like a cold DM system, you've got inputs, you've got outputs, and then you've got the buffer or the latency, which is the time in between you send the message until you get a result out of the message. And then you've got feedback. But the problem is that most people have constraints, also known as bottlenecks, which are these 4 things, which is why I've put these 4 things first in this video, because it is so important you actually have these 4 things here optimized. Now, once you've done these 4 things, now we can actually get into the copy. So the words in which you reach out to your prospects. So for the opening message, so the opener, you want about a 15 to 20% FRR. So FRR basically means first reply rate. Now we do this through curiosity. It's the reason you're watching this right now, okay? I've had a good thumbnail, I've had a good title, I've provoked curiosity, and it's why you're watching this right now. So what we need to do is we need to provoke as much curiosity in the first message, which is the opener, as possible. Now we need to do this whilst underexposing that. So underexposing, if I can actually spell. So we want to have an opener that hasn't been used before, and we do this by thinking of it yourself and innovating. But what's important is this opener has 2 parts. So I'll put opener. What you want is a message that can qualify. So qualify and also get a reply. So, and also when it comes to reply, you want an easy yes. Because if you have a question that is like, makes your prospect think too much, then they're not going to respond. Whereas if you give them a question that they can either say yes or no. So if they can say yes or no really easily, that is what we're looking for in the first opening message. Because once again, we want to make it as less friction as possible when it comes to getting a prospect to respond to our initial message. And we want to be able to qualify them. So in the question, which is the opener, we want to actually make sure that they're, the right type of client we're looking for. So an example of this, right, is I'm going to actually put this right here so you can see, is we've got this one. So how's it going, Steve? Are you selling high ticket? And I didn't even put R because I want to make it as like, what's it called? Like I'm basically DMing a friend. So what this does is it qualifies the prospect. It's an easy yes or no. And he does, so he's qualified. And then I can go in with the second message, which would be your pitch. Now, going back to if we go back here, that is what you need to do. But now, it's important you don't just copy. Because if you copy, it will not work. I promise you, if you copy that message, it will not work because everyone else is going to copy the message and then it's going to become overexposed, like what I've told you. And that is why it took me 6 months to get a client when I started my agency. Because I was copying what other people were doing and I was going on YouTube and I was looking for the shiny script or the shiny object when realistically, the only thing that works is psychology and static principles. So this is an example of a static principle, which means that over time, this isn't going to diminish. I mean, maybe slightly, but, a script is definitely going to diminish. And everything in life is bound to deteriorate over time. You watching this video, over time, you're going to diminish. Like when you buy a car, it's going to diminish. When whatever you're watching this on right now, it's going to get progressively worse over time. And what can enhance the deterioration or the entropy is repetitiveness. So constantly using it more. So if you think about it, the more people that use the same copy, it's not going to work. Or it's going to work a lot for less time. So it's really important you get creative and you create an opening message that's easy for your prospect to say yes to and qualifies them as well, of whatever service you're doing. And if you do that, combined with these 4 things here, you are going to crush it, I promise. And obviously you want to have volume. Most people don't send enough volume. You want a minimum 100 DMs a day. You can use automated tools like Auto IG DM. So Auto IG DM, that's a great Chrome extension. I've actually got it up here. As you can see, it basically, you put in accounts. So whoever you want to target, hashtags, you can put your niche, posts you can actually target, and also a list. So if you have a list, you can upload it. So especially nowadays when you've got automation, it's more important than ever that you send minimum 100 DMs a day. And you also want to make sure you follow these 100 people so you can kill 2 birds with 1 stone and get people to follow you back. Now, hopefully this video helped a bit. Now, once again, this is a framework. So hopefully this, inspires you to innovate because no one likes to copy. We're not, monkeys in a zoo. We don't just copy what everyone else is doing. So yeah, if you did like this video and you want more, then just hit the like button and subscribe. And also follow me on Instagram because, yeah, I'm also dropping some more value on there soon as well. And if you want the tracking sheet, as shown here, so you can actually track your KPIs, track your metrics, because it's pretty hard to fail, right? When you have data about, what first message you have. So the first message or the FRR, first reply rate, second reply rate. And when you track all these things, and let's say this is 15%, and this is like 2%, then the problem is your second message. So then you change that one. So it's very easy to win when you have data. So yeah, DM me on Instagram if you actually want this tracking sheet, and I'll send it over. No strings attached, for free. And yeah, I'll catch you in the next video. Subscribe because I'm trying to get to 10,000 subscribers. and have an amazing day, and check out more videos that I'll probably put on the screen so yeah, you can get more value. Take care.